defending our right to be one, but we're not. And I didn't think it was appropriate for Las Vegas to be painted with that brush. And so the governor, the sheriff, myself, we were adamant and very vocal about the fact that we aren't a sanctuary city. I understand there were a number of other cities on that list that were not sanctuary cities. I am sure that their leadership complained as voraciously as we did. And as a result, one day I woke up and the list disappeared from the website. So we haven't heard anything else about it. And I just stated the fact. We're not a sanctuary city.
Affordable housing is a hot topic in Las Vegas right now. Do you have a status update on what's going to happen to Marble Manor?
Yes, it's a success story. We got 50 before I got here. I don't want to take any credit for this, but we got a $50 million grant to renovate Marble Manor. Since I was a kid, it's been sinking, and there have been complaints about it. So we finally were able to secure funding from the federal government to renovate Marble Manor, where people have been living for decades. They're excited about it. We're excited about it. It's going to take a while, but it's moving along nicely.
Regarding our tourism numbers and they're dropping, do you have anything to say about that?
Yes, not good. Look, this is July. Summer is always a little slow in Las Vegas, but I have great confidence. I've lived here 60 years through the highs and the lows, and other cities have gaming, and it's going to kill Vegas, and then COVID. We overcame all of it. I have no doubt that we will overcome this. A little slow right now, but Las Vegas is the hottest place, literally and figuratively, hottest place in the country to come for a vacation and to come to a convention. So I am sure we will recover nicely. As you know, revenue is down a little bit. There aren't as many heads in beds, but temporary. We're going to be just fine.
Can you speak to specifically our international tourists and the trade war with Canada, since that's typically our highest tourism?
It's not good. It's not good. It's highly unlikely that Canada will become the 51st state in the United States. And I want Canadians to recognize that we love them. We want them. They're very much a part of our economy and our culture. And so I encourage them to please come back to Las Vegas, come back to other tourist destinations. We want you. We need you. We like you. And we welcome you. That's it? Okay. Thank you all very much and have a very happy 4th.
Talking in my sleep at night, making myself crazy. Wrote it down and read it out, hoping it would save me. Too many times. My love, he makes it feel like nobody else. But my love, he doesn't love me, so I tell myself. 1, don't pick up the phone, you know he's only calling 'cause he's drunk and alone. 2, don't let him in, you have to kick him out again. 3, don't be his friend, you know you're gonna wake up in his bed in the morning. And if you're under him, you ain't getting over him. I got no rules, I count 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 him. I keep pushing forwards, but he keeps pulling me backwards. Nowhere to turn, nowhere to turn. No. Now I'm standing back from it. I finally see the pattern. I never learned. From my love, he doesn't love me, so I tell myself. don't pick up the phone. You know he's only calling cause he's drunk and alone. 2, don't let him in, you have to kick him out again. 3, don't be his friend. You know you're gonna wake up in his bed in the morning. And if you're under him, you ain't getting over him. I got no rules, I count 'em. I got no rules, I count 'em. I gotta do it myself. I got no rules, I count 'em. I gotta do it myself. Practice makes perfect, I'm still trying to learn it by heart. Eat, sleep, and breathe it, rehearse and repeat it, 'cause 1, don't pick up the phone. You know he's only calling cause he's drunk and alone. 2, don't let him in, you have to kick him out again. 3, don't be his friend. You know you're gonna wake up in his bed in the morning. And if you're under him, you ain't getting over him. I got no rules, I count 'em. I got no rules, I count 'em. I gotta do it myself. I got no rules, I count 'em. I gotta do it myself. You didn't know him.
I wear a 20X American hat, a gold buckle from a rodeo.
I wear a dusty old co-op cap, make my living on them old turn roads.
I ride a quarter horse,
My tractor's right here,
I drink whiskey.
and I drank beer.
Cowboys and plowboys, just some good old small town boys.
Boats make the world go round, boys. Boy, ain't that the truth?
Yeah, we got different roots, we wear different boots, but we ain't that different when the day is through. So here's to the cowboys and plowboys like me and you, just like me and you. I take my girl to the honky tonk, I two-step and I spin her around.
I take mine to them fields of gold, hold her tight while the sun goes down. Cowboys and plowboys, just some good old small town boys.
Both make the world go round, boys. Boy, ain't that the truth?
Yeah, we got different roots, we wear different boots, but we ain't that different when the day is through.
So here's to the cowboys and plowboys like me and you, just like me and you. We crank some George Strait
We crank some old Hank.
from the big sky to the riverbank. Cowboys and plowboys, just some good old small town boys. Both make the world go round, boys. Boy, ain't that the truth? Yeah, we got different roots, we wear different boots, but we ain't that different when the day is through. So here's to the cowboys and plowboys like me and
think about you with nobody else. Oh, nobody else. I don't wanna jump to these conclusions, but I feel what I feel. Maybe I'm paranoid. Got these thoughts in my head, yeah, that I can't avoid. No. I was looking at you the other day. Yeah, you used to look in my eyes, now you look away. Oh, I was looking at you the other day. Yeah, you used to look in my eyes, now you look away. Oh, you used to look in my eyes, now you look away. Oh, couldn't help but realize you kissed me kinda weak, kissed. Maybe I'm just making a big deal over nothing. Over nothing. Maybe I'm paranoid. Got these thoughts in my head, yeah, that I can't avoid. No. I was looking at you the other day. Yeah, you used to look in my eyes, now you look away. Oh, I was looking at you the other day. Yeah, you used to look in my eyes, now you look away. Oh, you used to look in my eyes, now you look away. Oh, you used to look in my eyes, now you look away. Oh. Maybe you're so beautiful, beautiful, it makes me insecure. Yeah, I was looking at you the other day. Yeah, you used to look in my eyes, now you look away. Oh, I was looking at you the other day. Yeah, you used to look in my eyes, now you look away. Oh, now you look away. Oh, paranoid. Yeah, you used to look in my eyes, now you look away. Oh.
I let it fall, my heart, and as it fell, you rose to claim it. It was dark, and I was over, until you kissed my lips and you saved me. My hands, they were strong, but my knees were far too weak to stand in your arms without falling to your feet.
I'm City of Las Vegas Communications Director David Riggleman. You're watching City of Las Vegas TV, your community connection.
Congratulations to Mayor Shelley Berkeley. The City of Las Vegas celebrates our mayor as a 2025 Title IX awardee.
I was overwhelmed when I got the call and they asked if I would be honored. We could celebrate the women that are in athletics and are changing the face of our country.
The annual event honors iconic women who embody the spirit of Title IX. The law made gender discrimination in sports illegal, paving the way for women to dominate the sports landscape. But the ceremony also recognizes those who've made power plays outside of sports and provided an assist for future women on the roster.
I'm the least athletic person in the world, but the fact is I'm very touched that they would recognize me in this way.
Honored with the Impact Award. The mayor was celebrated alongside Olympic royalty like women's basketball pioneer Cheryl Miller, track and field phenom Allison Felix, soccer super legend Mia Hamm, and volleyball empress Carrie Walsh Jennings. Jennings even had a few words for the mayor on the silver carpet.
My husband grew up here in Las Vegas. I have so much reverence and love for this town. Vegas doesn't mess around. You know, I love Vegas. This is where dreams are made and created and manifested. And so congrats to the mayor. I think that's wonderful. I'm honored to be, acknowledged with her tonight.
From the first woman to serve as student body president at UNLV to a 6-term congressional leader who became the first woman to represent the people of Nevada in District 1. Mayor Berkeley continues to blaze a trail, creating inroads and opportunities for women coming behind her. And she described this moment with the same enthusiasm and excitement for the city she loves.
Awesome. Totally awesome. Now that's 2 words. This is amazing.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020. One teen can come in and make you look at life in a whole different way.
He's my father, so I look up to him a lot. If I can be 10% of the man he is, I'll be a happy person for sure.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
First and foremost, let me welcome you all to the push-in ceremony for Engine 201. And just real quickly, I kind of want to give everybody a little bit of insight about a push-in ceremony. The reason why we actually push it in is that when the fire service really first got underway in our country, firefighters in that time would basically, again, unhitch the horses and then push them back into the fire station. In honor of that tradition, that's something that we're going to continue to do.
Welcome to the Las Vegas Civic Center. I'm Crystal Allen with City of Las Vegas TV. We've come a long way since shovels went into the ground in 2023. Soon, this $190 million project will open up to serve the people of Las Vegas.
We took a little tour with Deputy Director for Public Works, Rosa Cortez. We checked out the project reshaping downtown and bringing all of our city's services on one campus. We got answers to some of your commonly asked questions. Let's start with the basics. What's the official name of the project? It's called the Las Vegas Civic Center, which includes the Carolyn G. Goodman Plaza. When's the opening date? Starting in August. You'll be able to handle any business-related matters at Civic Center. The plaza will open to the public for events in September. Speaking of the plaza, what can people expect to see and do at the Carolyn G. Goodman Plaza? First off, you'll enjoy one of the nicest pavilions, stages, and greenest grass in the city. All city-sponsored events like our popular Tamales and Mariachi Festival are free. Plans are also in the works for a farmer's market. The space will also host concerts, theater productions, and much more. The plaza will be open to organizations and groups to rent for special events. Stay tuned for details. And let there be art. A stunning centerpiece in the middle of the plaza called Harmonic Ascension will call the plaza home. It will be unveiled in April of 2026. So what buildings are in Civic Center? Las Vegas Civic Center Building A and Building B. Building A will have 6 floors, while Building B will have 4. the crowning jewel of Building A.
Here. Oh, this is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Is a terrace on the 6th floor with some of the most incredible views of the city. Who's moving in? In Building A, the Human Resources Department will move into the 1st floor. All city jobs lead here. Our Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs Department will be on the 2nd floor. You can stop by for permits to rent parks and hold events. And IT will be on the 3rd floor. For now, the 4th and 5th floor aren't being used. As for Building B, the Vegas Chamber will move into the 2nd floor, while Workforce Connections will be on the 4th floor. As of now, some of the building is still a construction zone. Hard hats required. What else can I find in Building A? Another public meeting room, also known as mini council chambers. Smaller board meetings from the Historic Preservation and Parking Commission to Code and Animal Control meetings will be held there. It seats about 100 people, and the chairs are removable, making the space more adaptable. Are there any restaurants coming to the campus? Yes. Although a lot of names have been tossed around, there is nothing confirmed just yet. However, there will be an eating establishment in Building A and Building B. What else will you find inside Civic Center? There's the Then Cafe, complementing the Now Cafe in City Hall. And talk about the views. From the terrace on the 6th floor to the terrace on the 2nd floor overlooking the plaza. There's even a grove in the pavilion where you can grab a spot by the trees and enjoy the beautiful green space. When it's not too hot, of course. Is there any other artwork on display? Yes. Between the entrances to Building A and Building B, a piece called The Night We Met is coming, inspired by the song Be My Baby by the Ronettes. Installation starts in July. Then there's the Civic Center Art Gallery. It's 2,500 square feet. That's roughly the size of half a basketball court. An adjoining room features a production space to work on, prepare, and repair artwork. The gallery's first exhibit will be presented by the Las Vegas Museum of Art and feature artwork from the collection of the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, or LACMA.
And there it is, some of your commonly asked questions answered about the Las Vegas Civic Center. Stay tuned for more Civic Center milestones right here on City of Las Vegas TV.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
They're called out on more than 70 searches a year. They serve 24/7, 365 days a year. They are Red Rock Search and Rescue. The all-volunteer organization brings those who are missing and lost back home to their loved ones.
That volunteer organization trains inside this facility provided by the city, and what most people might not realize is about 40% of its rescues involves people living with some form of dementia or cognitive decline. And as part of its community outreach, the organization provides families with life-saving tips for those caring with loved ones living with dementia should they happen to wander off. Let's go ahead and check it out. Well, I'm joined by Mark Spear, commander of Red Rock Search and Rescue. Mark, thank you so much for taking some time with us. You know, there's something that you say when it comes to loved ones who are living with dementia. What do you say?
I say that if they wander one time, they'll wander multiple times. And so you have to be ready for that.
Yeah, and speaking of being ready for that, you have some very helpful tips that you want to pass along to our viewers who may be watching, right?
I hope so.
Yeah, okay, well, let's get right to it. Let's go down our little table here and check out what we have here.
What we have here is just simple clothes. And we try to limit the amount of clothing that's in the closet for the person with cognitive issues.
Sure.
And in this case, simple blue jeans, dark green shirts, so you know when they leave or they're gone, you know what they were wearing. They were wearing blue jeans and a dark green shirt.
Something I never would have thought about. You know, you don't need 15, 20 pairs of pants, you know, in the closet. If you're able to narrow down what they have, then you have a lot better chance of being able to remember what they were wearing should they wander off, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
We'll be able to find them easier and be on the lookout, or the bolos that we put out.
Sure.
We'll know exactly what they're wearing.
Really good tip. Another thing, you say keep a photo handy, yeah?
Keep a recent photo handy, whether male or female, because women change the hairstyles and the color of their hair, and the men will change the facial hair, whether they have a beard or a goatee or maybe a mustache. So it's good to have a recent photo.
Yeah, it'll come in handy because then you're able to better identify the person, you know, that you're looking for should they wander off. And this is one I found really, really interesting about the shoes, right?
The shoes are important if they get off of the asphalt or the concrete and they go out into the desert or dirt area. A shoe sole is much like a fingerprint, and each one is different. And it'll have little marks, and it's easier for our tracking team to find them and track them.
So you take a picture.
Take a picture of it. So if you don't have what I'm going to show you next sitting on foil, then at least we have a picture and the trackers can go from there.
That is, I just never would have thought of that. That's a really, really interesting tip. So let's do a little show and tell with the foil. So I'm going to step aside so I can let you work your magic, because I thought this was fascinating.
So the foil is important. So you have an actual imprint, and you just step on the foil and you make an impression.
You should be able to step on it. It'll leave somewhat of an imprint, and then you will have that. Then you'll be able to have that as, you know, if they go wandering off, that you can, you know, hand off to one of your fine team members and they can help find them a little bit faster, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah, but the picture comes in handy too. We all have a phone, right? And can take a picture of the sole. I never thought about taking a picture of the soles of their shoes.
On hand, just like a picture of their face.
Yes, very, very smart. You know, another thing I thought was a great idea, these air tags, right?
The air tags are great, or something like an air tag. I like the air tags. It comes with different key ring holders. They have holders that are on a necklace, go around the wrist. You can put them in their clothes. You can put it on their shoes. They just get used to it, and it's easy to track.
Another thing you say, check area hospitals, right?
Check area hospitals initially. Check them every few hours after that.
Sure, and then also reach out to you guys.
Reach out to law enforcement, reach out to us, and we can help.
This is a very important holiday, and I'm very proud to be the head of a city that honors Juneteenth, not only on Juneteenth, but for the entire month of June. It's time this country embraces everyone for what they can contribute to our society and to the well-being of all of us.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and your mental health.
Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
I knew how to make spaghetti, and I could make, burgers, and oh, here we go.
Engine
Well,
three.
that's us.
All units, Engine 3's arrived to Cashman Field. This is the Cashman Field Command. I have a bus on its side with multiple victims outside. I see some movement inside the bus.
Somebody threw out the idea of doing some wild game stuff, and I do quite a bit of that. So I have property in Idaho, and we hunt a heck of a lot of waterfowl up there. lot of people are, I don't want to say afraid of wild game, but when I talk to people and they say, oh, I don't like that, I've tried it, it's disgusting, all I can say is you just didn't have it cooked right. I've done this with a lot of people that were very turned off by it or had a bad experience, and then you cook it right and they're like, wow, I didn't know that was even, really? Like it. My guess is you won't know that this isn't beef when I'm done. There's 100 different ways to do this. So anyway, all this stuff, made the marinade. Normally I'd do it for about 24 hours, but we're kind of we have to conform to some time constraints here, right? And it's sitting in the fridge. I think we got started at about, I think 10 o'clock by the time we got back from the store this morning. So, and we can pull this out too. So that's 6 pounds. That's 6 pounds of duck meat right there, and then marinade. I have to give a lot of the credit to my wife because she just kind of invents this stuff. She really comes up with a lot of the unique ideas. We got pineapple and mango there. Some minced garlic, carne asada, obviously a little bit of Worcestershire, I can't even say that word. I do kind of have a signature guacamole that I make. It is a derivative of my mom's recipe, and I swear this is the way she taught me, but now we argue about it, and some of the stuff that I use, and she says, no, it's better this way. I remember my mom teaching me some basic stuff, like as a young adult, I mean, I knew how to make spaghetti, and I could make, you know, burgers, and oh, here we go.
Engine 3.
Oh, that's us. Back at it. I could get some preppers. You want to help prep a couple things, Mike? Yes, I just need that grated. Whatever, dude, however you want to do it. I don't care. Because we are spending our own money, try to be frugal, and they had Hass avocados for 47 cents, but you could only get 4. Cool, brother. Wow, thank you. You think you can still get your workout in? Okay. This is the magic right here. Oh my gosh, these things. I can just start eating these right now. Brandon, you want to call it, bud?
Station 3, chow, dinner's ready, come eat.
So there it is, plated. That's the best plating I can do with the duck tacos. We're calling them curry tacos, but black beans and duck curry tacos. Enjoy.
Previously on The Green Thumb.
Before we get into any of the actual work of planting a tree, the first thing that we have to discuss is why and where we're planting. What type of tree are we going to plant? So we've completed our planting of the tree. And anybody who lives here knows that, you know, we don't get enough rainfall to support plants naturally, so we're gonna have to install irrigation. It's not uncommon to see a tree like this planted with, you know, a couple emitters around the base of the tree, but nothing outside. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create a grid of irrigation that's gonna be probably 12 feet in diameter. So we want to create a large wetting pattern with our irrigation that allows the tree, that provides resources to the tree that'll encourage the root growth, that'll then support the mature, 30-foot canopy of this tree. For our project today, we're going to be using an inline drip tubing. This tubing has built-in emitters, in this case every 18 inches. And so we don't have to plug and install a bunch of different emitters. We're going to lay this tubing down, and the emitters are already pre-installed in the tubing, and we're just going to lay it out in the pattern that we want. So because it's an 18-inch spacing on the emitter, we're going to space the lines 18 inches apart. So I'm going to put some hash marks on the ground to line myself out and show you guys how we're going to do this, and then we're going to get to work. So the way we've designed our irrigation system for this tree is we have our connection point, as you can see, right in the middle between our interior rings and the exterior rings. And the reason for this is that we're going to install a ball valve that we'll be able to turn on and off. And so initially we're only going to run the interior system as the tree gets established and moves out. And then in a year, 18 months, we're going to turn that ball valve on and start providing water to the rest of the system. So as this tree gets established, root growth can happen very quickly, and then instead of wasting this water initially, we're going to just create the system that we can then turn it on in the future when it's needed. So right now we're going to connect to build out that inner ring. And so to keep this in place, we're just going to use some landscape staples as we move along to keep this tubing in the pattern that we designed it. So about every 3 feet should be sufficient. If you want to add more, you can. So we've got this interior irrigation layout that's going to help stimulate the tree to grow roots into the native soil. But initially the tree only has roots within the root ball. And so keeping that root ball wet while it gets established is critical to tree survival, to tree establishment. And so we're going to take a couple of these drip emitters, and we're going to make a setup right over the top of the root ball. So all of these emitters are emitting water at 1 gallon an hour. These are double that. They're 2 gallon an hour emitters. Staple these down so they don't move. And that's going to keep that root ball in good condition until we get some roots moving out into this native soil. These outer rings are going to be controlled by a ball valve that we're going to leave off initially, but then in a year, like we said, we're going to come back, we're going to turn that system on and increase the size of the irrigation pattern. And then we're going to create these outer rings. So at this point, our planting is complete. We have the tree in the ground, we shaved the roots, we located the root flare, all these critical steps that you really only get one shot at when you're planting a tree. From here, you would top dress the area as you saw fit, whether you're using rocks or decomposed granite. We're going to cover this area in wood mulch. We feel like that's a really beneficial material to put on top of trees. It retains moisture, it adds organic matter to the soil, and it's easy to work with. So it's not very common in Las Vegas, but we feel like it's a really beneficial product to be putting on top of trees. So from here, keep an eye on your tree, make sure you're managing the water appropriately, not letting the root ball dry out, and watching it grow and become beautiful. Thank you for watching this episode. As always, if you have any ideas or gardening concepts that you'd like to see on the show, give the City of Las Vegas a call, and we'll see you next time.
Today we're diving into what it takes to be a lifeguard here in Las Vegas.
Hi, my name is Tammy and I am the aquatic coordinator for the City of Las Vegas. We need lifeguards.
First things first, if you want to join our team, you have to show up to one of our hiring fairs ready to swim.
I don't know what to say. The water feels nice. Let's do this.
We're doing a freestyle.
The test has 3 parts. The first is a 150-yard swim, which is 6 times down and back, and you need to get the first 4 in 1:45. Whew, that was tough, but ready for the next test. You then do a 2-minute tread with your hands on your shoulders, or 1 minute with the 10-pound brick. Alright, you guys, I tried the brick, and I tried my hands on my shoulders. I'd probably do hands on my shoulders, but with the brick is just a minute, with on your shoulders is 2 minutes. Pick your poison. And then you finish with the 50-yard swim, which is just down and back. And for the last and final test, your instructor is going to take the 10-pound brick, throw it 20 yards out. You need to go retrieve it and bring it back in 1 minute and 40 seconds. Boom, water test conquered. And you passed this test and your lifeguard training is free. Just remember, we are hiring for year-round lifeguards, water safety instructors, and pool managers. How does $15 an hour to start sound?
Hey, sounds great to me.
All right.
I'll see you at the pool.
Hi there, I'm Councilwoman Frances Allen Polensky, proudly representing Ward 4. For 25 years, we've kept you connected to the community. Thank you for watching City of Las Vegas TV. We're honored to be your community connection.
I bet one of his friends let my name slip again, and it sent you down a rabbit hole spinning. Now you know I sing, know my sign, know my drink, size me up in a matter of minutes. Did you mean to double tap that spring break throwback from 2016 in PCB? Somewhere out there, my ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend scrolling through my Instagram, tearing me down, passing the phone around like there's nothing better to talk about. Zooming out, zooming in, overanalyzing kicked in high school.
Be alright.
Somewhere out there, my ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend scrolling through my Instagram, tearing me down, passing the phone around like there's nothing better to talk about. Zooming out, zooming in, overanalyzing like the queen of the mean girls to me. But hey, whatever helps, keep on telling yourself I'm not pretty. I'm not pretty. Yeah, right.
Them neon lights look good on you, so good on you, but we ain't got no room to move, no room to move. We need some space, and I know a place outside of town where it don't ever close down. No, we never close down. Yeah, we can two-step, put your boots on, baby, we can do that. Girl, cut a little loose, you can move that, move that. Oh yeah, I'll take you dancing in the country, Levi's in them low beams, sting you in some red dirt, sweep you off of both feet. Out here where the sun sets, Silverado backbeat. You never wanna go home and never wanna not be dancing in the country, dancing in the country. Yeah, it goes left, right, left. You're making me wanna sway. You're making me wanna play some Alabama and Jackson. Got you around my neck. You're making me wanna stay. You're making me wanna lay you down here in the pasture. Yeah, we can two-step. Put your boots on, baby, we can do that. Girl, cut a little loose, you can move that, move that. Oh yeah, I'll take you dancing in the country. Levi's in them low beams, sting you in some red dirt, sweep you off of both feet. Out here where the sun sets, Silverado backbeat. You never wanna go home and never wanna not be dancing in the country, dancing in the country. I know you feel that heat. Watermelon summer, get them Lucasies, stomping like the thunder. We can two-step, put your boots on, baby, we can do that. Girl, cut a little loose, you can move that, move that. Oh yeah, I'll take you dancing in the country. Levi's in them low beams, sting you in some red dirt, sweep you off of both feet. Out here where the sun sets, Silverado backbeat. You never wanna go home and never wanna not be dancing in the country. I'm dancing in the country. Even dancing in the country. Oh yeah. Even dancing in the country. Dancing in the country. Let's go. Don't know where you at, don't know where you been, don't know nothing about that boy you're into. Don't feel bad for you, but I feel bad for him, and all the hell you gon' be putting him through. Probably tell him we're a burnt out flame, probably tell him that I ain't been on your mind. I ain't nothing but a long gone thing, you can cuss my name, but baby don't you lie. When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? When you're riding where he's driving, are you missing my street? Every time you close your eyes, tell me who do you see? When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? Coming over tonight, wish that truck in your drive was mine, just like you know it's supposed to be. When you're up in his bed, am I up in your head, making you crazy are you thinking about? When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? Do you hide your phone? Did you change my name? When he wants to go to our go-to place, do you tell him you can't? Then go out of your way to be somewhere, any damn where I ain't. When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? When you're riding where he's driving, are you missing my street? Every time you close your eyes, tell me, who do you see? When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? Coming over tonight, wish that truck in your drive was mine, just like you know it's supposed to be. When you're up in his bed, am I up in your head, making you crazy? Tell me, baby, are you thinking about me? Are you thinking about? Are you thinking about? When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? Don't know where you at, girl, I know where you ought to be. When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? When you're riding where he's driving, are you missing my street? Every time you close your eyes, tell me, who do you see? When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? Coming over tonight, wish that truck in your drive was mine, just like you know it's supposed to be. When you're up in his bed, am I up in your head, making you crazy? Tell me, baby, are you thinking about me? Yeah, are you thinking about me? Are you thinking about me?
Here comes that sun coming up on this Gulf Coast town. We've had one hell of a time, but our time is running out. You're about to head back north, I'm about to head back west, but I gotta get this off my sunburned chest. I swear, I think this thing we got could go somewhere. Girl, I've never gone to Jacksonville, Georgia, but after holding you all night, I wanna. Is this ain't a margarita, can I get your number? Meet me by the water, text, hooking up. See you next summer. See you next summer. All this ain't. I bet them hometown boys can't wait for you to get back. They're probably standing in line. Go ahead and tell them all that you met somebody at the beach and didn't want to say goodbye. Let's add one more on that population sign, yeah. Girl, I've never gone to Jacksonville, Georgia, but after holding you all night, I wanna. 'Cause this ain't a margarita, can I get your number? Meet me by the water, text, hooking up. See you next summer. See you next summer. All the same. I know we both gotta leave, but we don't gotta leave alone. You say the word, girl, and I'll follow you home. 'Cause I can't wait all year to kiss you like I'm kissing you right here. Girl, I've never gone to Jacksonville, Georgia, but after holding you all night, I wanna. 'Cause this ain't a margarita, can I get your number? Meet me by the water, text, hooking up. See you next summer. See you next summer. Now this ain't. See you next summer. I'll see you next summer.
Always check the door before you lay down. Keep a glass of water by the bed. A dose of local honey will keep your nose from running. Little things like that she's always said. Never back up look farther than you have to. Pray for those that don't have a prayer. Honey, trust yourself. You better love yourself. 'Cause till you do, you ain't no good for anybody else. And honey, boys are dumb, but you're gonna find you one. Love him hard and bless your heart. You need someone to listen. That's why I leave a light on in the kitchen. Pancakes just taste better after midnight. When you make friends, always be colorblind. Your freckles make you pretty. There's more to life than being skinny. When you feel fat, it's mostly in your mind. So honey, trust yourself. You better love yourself. 'Cause till you do, you ain't no good to anybody else. And honey, boys are dumb, but you're gonna find you one. Love him hard and bless your heart. You need someone to listen, and that's why I leave a light on in the kitchen. Well, honey, trust yourself. Laugh at yourself. If something tries to hold you back, get up and give it hell. And for heaven's sake, always have a place where you can do some crying and some bitching. And always leave a light on in the kitchen.
In my t-shirt, in my ride, running circles in my mind. Couple billion in the world, baby, you're the only girl in mine. You took the single out of my life. Now I can't wait to see you tonight. In my CJC, messing with my rear view. No, I don't feel like me, girl, if I ain't got you. In my t-shirt, in my ride, running circles in my mind. Couple billion in the world, baby, you're the only girl. In that picture in my pocket, on my cell phone when I lock it, it's all you, no lie, baby, you're the only girl in mine. Nah, there ain't nothing I want to myself. If it's up to me, there'd never be nobody else. In that blue beach chair by my side in the sun, don't even wanna be there, girl, if you ain't the one. In my t-shirt, in my ride, running circles in my mind. Couple billion in the world, baby, you're the only girl. In that picture in my pocket, on my cell phone when I lock it, it's all you, no lie, baby, you're the only girl. In my head when I'm dreaming, in my Friday every weekend, all my days, my nights, baby, you're the only girl in mine. Yeah, you're the only girl in mine. You took the single out of my life. Now, girl, you'll always be the only one I wanna see. Up in my t-shirt, in my ride, running circles in my mind. Couple billion in the world.
said the way my blue eyes shined put those Georgia stars to shame that night. I said that's a lie. Just a boy in a Chevy truck that had a tendency of getting stuck on back roads at night, and I was right there beside him all summer long. And then the time we woke up to find that summer gone. But when you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think my favorite song, the one we dance to all night long. The moon like a spotlight on the lake. When you think happiness, I hope you think that little black dress. Think of my head on your chest and my old faded blue jeans. When you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think of me. September saw a month of tears, and thanking God that you weren't here to see me like that. But in a box beneath my bed is a letter that you never read from 3 summers back. It's hard not to find it all a little bittersweet. And looking back on all of that, it's nice to believe. When you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think my favorite song, the one we dance to all night long. The moon like a spotlight on the lake. When you think happiness, I hope you think that little black dress. Think of my head on your chest and my old faded blue jeans. When you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think of me. And I'm back for the first time since then. I'm standing on your street, and there's a letter left on your doorstep, and the first thing that you'll read is when you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think my favorite song. And every time you turn music choice on, I hope it takes you back to that place. When you think happiness, I hope you think that little black dress. Think of my head on your chest and my old faded blue jeans. When you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think of me. Oh, think of me. Said the way my blue eyes shine put those Georgia stars to shame that night. I said that's a lie.
I don't wanna spend another night alone, reaching for the space you left in our bed tonight. So I guess I'll call some buddies up, get gone, take another shot in some Broadway dive. I might give you a drunk dial just to tell you what you already know. Baby, I'm in trouble, steady missing you, I'm getting through another double. A white flag waving, come and save me. Might be reckless, but I can't help it. So if you could, would you just come back home? 'Cause baby, I'm in trouble. Baby, I'm in trouble. heading straight for another memory, trying to stay afloat on this old bar stool. Wishing you would call, but you won't. That it'll get better, but it don't. 'Cause Jack D and Jesus ain't you. Baby, I'm in trouble. Steady missing you, I'm getting through another double. A white flag waving, come and save me. Might be reckless, but I can't help it. So if you could, would you just come back home? 'Cause baby, I'm in trouble. Wishing you would call, but you won't. That it'll get better, but it don't. 'Cause Jack D and Jesus ain't you. Baby, I'm in trouble. Baby, I'm in trouble. Baby, I'm in trouble. Steady missing you, I'm getting through another double. White flag waving, come and save me. Might be reckless, but I can't help it. So if you could, would you just come back home? 'Cause baby, I'm in trouble. Baby, I'm in trouble. It's been one of them clock it in, knock it out, clock it out, about to kick off the weekend. There's a stretch of black top, I ain't never seen a cop, so I'm pushing it a little past 10. Pulled a little money from the bank, put it in a tank, shined up the windshield glass. Don't know where the night might lead, ain't nowhere to be, but I gotta get there fast. There's a cold beer calling my name, feel a good time coming, got a new song humming, and the sunset's doing this thing. Feeling lucky as a 7, yeah, sometimes heaven is a pocket full of payday green. And my baby putting sugar on me, yeah, it's sure been a pretty damn good day. And there's a cold beer calling my name, yeah. Woo. Come on. If there's a hillbilly rock show, I'll be in the front row holding up a red big flame. Or wrap around porch with a citronella torch. Yeah, you know I'm down either way. There's a chance that tonight might be the night that I wait. I ain't ever gonna forget, yeah, everybody's turning it up. I got a little buzz and I ain't even had one yet. There's a cold beer calling my name, feel a good time coming, got a new song humming, and the sunset's doing its thing. Feeling lucky as a 7, yeah, sometimes heaven is a pocket full of payday green. And my baby put sugar on me, yeah, it's sure been a pretty damn good day. And there's a cold beer calling my name, it's calling my name. Yeah, there's a cold beer calling my name. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm gonna put a little chill in my weekend. Stay up all night, maybe sleeping. I'm gonna sip a little something, and I ain't gotta worry about nothing, 'cause there's a cold beer calling my name. Cold beer calling my name. There's a cold beer calling my name. Feel a good time coming, got a new song humming, and the sunset's doing its thing. Feeling lucky as a 7, yeah, sometimes heaven is a
putting sugar on me. Yeah, it's sure been a pretty damn good day. And there's a cold beer calling my name. It's calling my name. Cold beer calling my name. It's calling my name. Come on. Yeah. I'm gonna put a little chill in my weekend.
It was right after senior year, just before the summer disappeared. We went a riding them old farm ruts, hanging out on the gate of his truck. We threw a blanket neath the sunset, being brave as 18 gets. We gave each other more than our hearts, with the help of a mason jar, drinking watermelon moonshine. Cut the barn with a lip.
Hi there, I'm Councilman Brian Knudsen, proudly representing Ward 1. For 25 years, we've kept you connected to the community. Thanks for watching City of Las Vegas TV. We're honored to be your community connection.
Hey, hello everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for Access City Council. I'm your host, City of Las Vegas Communications Director David Riggleman. Coming up on this show, drug addiction and overdoses are tragic realities in our community. We'll discuss their impact on Southern Nevada and how to save lives. Joining us to discuss this and much more is our Ward 5 Councilwoman, Chandra Summers Armstrong. Now, this time around, she's not in the studio. She's a bit under the weather, so she's joining us virtually. Councilwoman, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, David, and to your team for making this accommodation. I really appreciate it.
All right, no problem at all. Of course, Councilwoman, you represent Ward 5. You know it very well. For those of you out there not exactly sure where Ward 5 is located, well, don't worry. We're going to show you on the map as we always do. It encompasses our downtown, but it extends all the way out to the northwest. So if you live in the area or work in the area that is designated Ward 5, of course, you're in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas. And if you're a resident out there, you are represented on the city council by Chandra Summers Armstrong, who's joining us today. And Councilwoman, let's kick this off right off the bat. It's a sobering statistic. From 2020 to 2023, the number of people who died from drug overdoses rose by nearly 24% in Clark County. 24%. That information coming from the Southern Nevada Health District. With more on this important issue, our two representatives from the Health District were joined by Senior Epidemiologist Brandon Alisi and Health Education Supervisor Jessica Johnson. Jessica, Brandon, thank you so much for being here. Councilwoman, I think maybe people may not realize that you are on the Health District Board. You're the city representative on the board. Why don't you start our questioning with Brandon and with Jessica today? I think this is going to be a discussion that a lot of people out there are going to be very surprised to hear.
It is a sobering statistic. I think it's important to note that in addition to being on the Health District, my first term in the state legislature in 2021, I served on Health and Human Services. And so these are topics that have been discussed for the last several years from a legislative perspective, both in Health and Human as well as in Judiciary, as we try to find solutions as this connects both in our health area and also trickles into criminal justice reform. And I think that these are topics that we try to avoid because they're uncomfortable. They don't shine the light in our community in a way that we would like it to be. It's not a perfect and beautiful topic for discussion, but it's important that we are very clear and open about how we deal with the issue of addiction in our community. It is growing. And I think that it's important that we look at root causes and how we can keep people safe and get information out that helps our citizens navigate this very difficult situation. And I'm really, really glad that the Health District is there today to give us some insights.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, Councilwoman, this is going to be an important discussion. Brandon, let's start with you. Some of the numbers, the number of people who have overdosed in Clark County, and it's mostly, it seems like fentanyl and methamphetamine are our two biggest culprits out there. But the numbers are alarming. Talk about that a little.
Correct. So when we look at the national level, the primary driver is fentanyl that's causing these drug overdose deaths. Now, when we zoom into Clark County, it is both fentanyl and methamphetamine. They contribute to the death rate equally, which is very unique. And then when we hone in on Ward 5, it is methamphetamine. That's the primary driver, with fentanyl closely following behind. So that's what we see pretty much from the national to local level. And then I will say from Clark County, just to expand on the statistic you gave earlier, from 2018 to 2024, drug overdoses have increased 78% among Clark County residents. So it's a staggering statistic. While some states have seen decreases in drug overdose deaths, we in Clark County have experienced increases in our drug overdose deaths.
Why do you think that is? I know this is something that you study closely. Why do you think that is occurring here?
So there's numerous factors that pertain to that. Some of it being that we are unique in that we have that dual fentanyl methamphetamine combination. Right. That's the primary driver for drug overdose deaths, whereas nationally it's fentanyl. And so when you bring methamphetamine into the equation, paired with, we live in a desert climate, so it's very hot. So heat and methamphetamine overdoses, it doesn't mix. It makes it more likely that somebody's going to overdose. A lot of people don't know that fentanyl is in their drug supply, and so that's another factor. So there's numerous factors involved, but what I can tell you is that Nevada, we are increasing with our deaths, as opposed to some states that are seeing decreases with their deaths.
And specifically to Ward 5, you said that it's interesting that methamphetamine is the serious drug in Ward 5 mostly.
Yeah, so let me kind of expand on that. So within Ward 5, let me just break down who is overdosing and these fatal overdoses. So primarily in Ward 5, white residents have the highest number of drug overdoses. But when we look specifically at fentanyl, it's actually black residents that have the highest number, which is interesting because they only make up about 19% of the population in Ward 5. So there's a disparity there. And then when we look at methamphetamine deaths, it's the white residents that have the highest number by a wide margin. So that's what drug overdose deaths look like in Ward 5.
Yeah, both such dangerous drugs. Jessica, I'll turn to you next, and I know that this is going to be a question that Councilwoman is going to want to follow up on. What can we do? I mean, I know the Health District is working very hard to get the word out. That's why we're doing this interview today. What can we do? What are some of the resources that are available to try to help fend this off a little bit?
Thank you so much for asking. I think Brandon provides some of the sobering statistics and data, and the good news is there are things that we can do to take action. I think most immediately, any of the residents of Ward 5 today could be trained on and carry something called naloxone.
Yeah.
The brand name is Narcan.
Yes, and that's so important. Talk about that.
Yeah, so naloxone is an opioid overdose reversal medication. So if someone is experiencing an overdose related to opioids, naloxone can interact with their brain and reverse that overdose, which it's pretty incredible. It doesn't do a lot else, so it's a pretty safe drug. If you were to administer naloxone to someone who wasn't experiencing an opioid overdose, nothing would happen.
And Jessica, forgive my ignorance on this. Can it work for both methamphetamines and fentanyl? Do you can use the naloxone or the Narcan?
So here's the thing: is that as Brandon mentioned, it only works. So it only works on opioids. But as Brandon mentioned, we're seeing adulteration in the drug supply, where methamphetamine and fentanyl are co-occurring together, and sometimes folks don't know that that's what they've ingested. So at the Health District, we offer no-cost training on how to recognize the signs of an opioid overdose or of an overdose in general, and how to administer naloxone, whether or not the person or maybe friends on scene tell you what they think that person might have been taking. We train people on how to recognize those signs, how to administer naloxone, and how to call for help and stay on scene. We find that when naloxone is available, there's a good chance that folks have a chance really at survival.
And the Health District makes it available, right, Jessica? You have resources available to where people can get the naloxone or the Narcan if you choose to use that word.
Yes, the Health District is lucky. We received several grants. Brandon is the lead for many of them to help us get naloxone out into the community for no cost. People can buy this over the counter at any pharmacy. It's about, $46 to $50 for a 2-dose box. We offer it, we say no cost because it is grant funded.
Good.
This is available at the Health District Decatur Pharmacy and the Fremont Pharmacy. It's available at the center, which is close to where Ward 5 residents are, and at Track B Exchange.
Very good.
So there are some key locations where folks can drop by.
Jessica, say that again. Tell us those locations one more time.
Yeah,
so people catch it.
Absolutely. So the Health District has 2 main locations, one on 280 South Decatur Boulevard, our main location. That pharmacy, folks can walk up and ask for a naloxone kit, no questions asked. They'll say, do you know how to use this? And if the person has taken the training or received some information, they'll get it for no charge. The Health District Fremont location also has available at their pharmacy. The LGBTQ Center of Southern Nevada also offers naloxone, and Track B Exchange.
Okay, very good, Jessica. Appreciate that. Councilwoman, I want to bring you in. Obviously, the work that the Health District Board is doing is so key. I mean, making this available to the community. Kudos to you and your colleagues that are working from a board level to make sure this kind of thing is available to our community.
It's very important, and we took action in the 2021 legislature to sort of expand access to these treatments so that we're not losing people. Addiction is difficult, and it is hard to get through. It's hard on families and individuals, and what we don't want to see is people hiding this, and this is how we get ODs often that people don't recover from, and then their family and friends don't know how to react if someone falls off the bandwagon and uses. So we don't want families and loved ones to work in silence and in shame. This issue goes across every socioeconomic and racial group. We have to recognize that we have a problem. We see a lot of these issues because we have so many service providers in Ward 5. We recognize that we have been the center of support in communities that have addiction and issues. And so we're taking this seriously and happy to have the Health District working with us. We're hopeful, though, that as we are working more collaboratively throughout the Valley with things, new innovation like the Campus for Hope, where we will be providing, trying to provide wraparound services for folks and really dealing with root causes so that we can really understand why folks are falling into and returning to addiction. And I must say that I'm very proud of Mayor Shelley Berkeley. She convened many of our providers a few weeks ago and introduced them to Kim Jeffries, who's going over to the Campus of Hope to really talk about how we can work in collaboration, deal with root causes, do a better job of wraparound services so that we can help people not just get clean, but stay clean. And that means that we have to have more than just sober living for a temporary amount of time. People have to have pathways to jobs, to housing. It is a real lift, and it has to be a community collaboration, and we're looking forward to the work moving forward.
All right. Well, Councilwoman, that was a great point and a great part of the discussion. Unfortunately, everybody, we're out of time. Boy, Brandon and Jessica, I'd love to have you to come back, as the Councilwoman had indicated. A really important discussion. I've lived here a long time, and I was never aware of just how serious the situation is. So hopefully, this discussion out there is going to make a difference for people. And again, best of luck to you. Brandon, Jessica from the Health District, thank you so much. And everyone, Councilwoman, we need to take a quick break, but coming up, a look at what's been happening in Ward 5. There's a lot to share with you. It's right after this.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
You want a great ride-share experience? Don't ride with us. But if you drive after drinking or consuming cannabis, this is the ride you're gonna get. Plan a ride, or we'll pick you up. Paid for by the Nevada Departments of Public Safety and Transportation.
Touchdown! Did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks so much for staying with us. We're taking a look back at what's been happening in Ward 5. We're back with Councilwoman Chandra Summers Armstrong. Now, as we mentioned, she's joining us virtually today because the Councilwoman has been a bit under the weather. But hey, she's still committed, and she's with us today. She's just doing it from a remote location. Councilwoman, so much going on in Ward 5. Let's begin with Strong Start Academy pre-K graduation that took place back on June 10th over at Lorenzi Park. This is a big deal.
It was amazing. The room was packed. We had parents, family members. It was a real party, and the kids enjoyed the event. And of course, they ended with ice cream before dinner, which is always what we grandmas want to make sure that we're providing for our kids. Thank you, Dr. Mallich and her team, for putting on a wonderful event. This is an important programming here in Ward 5 that we offer Strong Start Academy pre-K to our children. And it's wonderful to see that the families are taking full advantage of this educational opportunity. And we encourage families with pre-K children to look into these services. They're here for you. We do have some space in the fall, but you must act quickly.
Yeah, good advice. And Councilwoman, also then we had Father's Day, since you've been on the show last. Doolittle Active Adult Center had a very nice luncheon for Father's Day. It took place on Thursday before Father's Day, but still just as timely. Talk about that a bit.
Every activity that the Active Adult Center puts on at Doolittle is quite the event. Food was amazing. Thank you, John Mules, for a wonderful luncheon. I ate too much. We had some great folks put peach cobbler and other desserts together from the community. We had service providers in the house talking to the active adults about healthcare and other things. Wonderful music, dancing. They do a wonderful job at the Active Adult Center, and I'm so proud to have that in Ward 5 because it really creates a sense of community and gathering for our active adults. It was a beautiful event.
All right, very good. Great to hear. Councilman, let's talk Juneteenth a little bit. The celebration obviously takes place officially on June 19th, but here in Las Vegas, we get things kicking off on right at the first of the month, June 1st, actually June 2nd. We had a flag raising, which kind of begins the whole month of the celebrations that follow.
That's a wonderful event. We had the mayor come and speak. Ms. Dee Evans is the coordinator, community activist in our community. She brought with her the delegates, young women who were competing for scholarships were there to give speeches and share information with us about the importance of Juneteenth. We had Girl Scouts with came in, delivered the flag, and then outdoors, outside, they had the flag raising, and the mayor did attend that. And it was just a wonderful event. We've been doing that on a regular basis here at the city. The flag flies the entire month of June. And it's just an opportunity for us to give homage to important events in the history of this country and bring that information, that history into current events so that our young people can understand their history and be proactive about the future.
Yeah, very good. And then, Councilwoman, you also mentioned the young ladies that were participating in the competition. It was a pageant for Miss Juneteenth. Talk a little bit about that. That's a big deal, and it's quite an honor for the recipient.
It really is. It gives them an opportunity to compete like any other pageant. They have to learn the history. They have to give speeches. There were activities in the community where they were doing competitions with fashion and talent. And the wonderful thing was we had enough time after the flag raising for them to come and sit in the office with us and sit and chat, and for me to get to know them better, for them to learn a little bit about my story, and for me to learn about them.
Yeah.
And just show these young women that there's opportunity in our community for them to grow and be leaders, and that we're paying attention and that we are supporting their efforts.
Yeah, good for you. Excellent, Councilwoman. And then fast forward to June 19th itself, the actual day of Juneteenth. Nice celebration that day, fittingly enough, took place on the 19th. I believe Congressman Horsford was there for that, right?
Yes, he invited community leaders in the Ward 5 and C4 area to come together. We met at Nehemiah Ministries and spoke a little bit, but mostly we tried to listen to young people and sort of get a pulse on what they're feeling in these times and what Juneteenth means to them and how they could become more engaged in our civic process. And it was really informative, and we're really excited of how it turned out. Commissioner McCurdy was there, Senator Neal, Assemblyman Jovan Johnson was there. We had someone from the NAACP, Quentin Savoy. So we had a really good mix of leaders and activists really putting our finger on the pulse of the community and hearing what young people had to say. And I think in this day and time, it's critical that we have an open ear and an open heart to listen to what they're going through.
Yeah, and what was nice this year, it's a national holiday, national holiday, and a holiday right here in Nevada, of course, as well. So everyone had that day off, which was great. Now, the big kahuna, Councilwoman, was the World Market event to celebrate Juneteenth. That took place on the Saturday following Juneteenth on the 21st. And now one of your staffers, Julius Lightfoot, was there in attendance. He's going to join us in studio now. Julius, thank you so much for being back on the program. Good to see you again. And talk a little bit about the event at World Market. I saw it on the news.
Yes.
It got a lot of attention. A big turnout, both inside and outside of the facility.
It was awesome. Thank you for having me again, David. The Juneteenth event at World Market, it was a hit. People loved it. And from the time that it started to the time that it ended, the World Market Center was pretty packed. And you mentioned outside, there was a slew of food trucks. And even though it was a little bit hot, people still stood in line. They patronized the food trucks. They enjoyed their time. The radio, there was a live radio broadcast, and they were doing amazing. So we had a good time. The mayor joined us, Senator Jackie Rosen, Cisco Aguilar, the state secretary. It was an awesome time.
You know, it looked like it was a big hit. Like I saw, the media coverage was tremendous too, and it looked like a big turnout on that. So looking forward to next year. I think doing it inside is a winner. A big facility like that,
yes,
it can get hot in June in Las Vegas, but no worries, we'll just move inside.
Absolutely, and a lot of people commented on that, and I had the opportunity to speak for the councilwoman because she's under the weather. And even though my heart was beating at 100 beats per minute, I feel like I did all right.
I bet you did. You got this. Look at you now. You're on TV. You're doing just fine, you know, so no sweat there. And while we have you here, Julius, also the next day on Sunday, June 22nd, an important day, there was the Holy Convocation, now make sure I get the name right, for the Nevada First Ecclesiastical Jurisdiction Church of God in Christ.
Yes.
This was at the at the New Jerusalem Worship Center.
Yes.
Talk about that and the importance of that event to the community.
So I happen to be a member of the Church of God in Christ, one of the churches that attended the ceremony and is a part of the First Ecclesiastical Nevada Jurisdiction. The mayor, Commissioner McCurdy, and Attorney General Aaron Ford were there. And the importance of this ceremony, it takes, this was the 76th, and it takes place in Nevada We have members from Nevada, California, and Arizona. And this happened to be the culmination of the full week of the convocation, and we were giving honor to Bishop Donald Brunson.
I see, yeah.
And this event just allows for a reset, if you will, for everybody within the jurisdiction spiritually, mentally, to get back on track and to really go towards a greater connection with God, with their faith. It was a beautiful event. Again, I had the opportunity to speak, and I should have spoke after the mayor. Well, I guess it was fitting that I spoke before because she did an amazing job, and it was just very beautiful, and it was an honor to be a part of it.
Well, and congratulations to you for being there for the councilwoman and having that opportunity. I'm sure that's something, especially being a member of that church, that was a big deal for you as well.
Yes.
So good stuff.
And David, if
Yes,
I
ma'am.
can interject here, I think that it's really important to understand that the city of Las Vegas is a destination. And we are getting visitors from all over the nation for many different reasons. And so it's really important for us as a Ward 5 community to look to ourselves and grow as a tourist destination. We have thousands of tourists that come into our community every week to attend church. We are a place where people gather. And so I think it's wonderful when we expound upon these opportunities anytime that we can to bring folks into our community to spend their money and to spend their time.
All right, very good. Well said, Councilwoman. Councilman, we got about 2 minutes left, but I want to make sure we hit on two more things. One, Marble Manor. This is a huge project. The community's been waiting for this for a long time. Let's talk about an update on phases 2 and 3 for this project to really turn that area around.
So we are, the Housing Authority, of course, working with the City of Las Vegas and the Choice Neighborhood Initiative, is out in the community talking to the neighbors about what is happening, preparing people for relocation while the existing facilities are being torn down and rebuilt. We've also been talking to local small businesses about how they can be involved in working on this project. So this is a real collaborative effort, and we are excited about what is happening. There's a meeting coming up soon, so folks look out on our social media platforms and check in with the Southern Nevada Regional Housing Authority to see what is happening so that you can be engaged.
Yeah, very good, Councilwoman, and congratulations on seeing that project take big steps forward. Councilwoman, before we go, we had to talk about one of the mainstays in your office. Kelly Woods actually retired. We're all sad to see her go. I know, I certainly am. And but no worries, you've got somebody in mind already to come in and kind of fill her shoes, and that's going to be not an easy task, but you've got somebody, right?
Well, we got a little bit of notice that she was going to retire, but we did do a little bit of future planning, and you all met Nora Lades early in our relationship here, and she did 19 years in public work, so she's going to step into the role of special assistant, primary duties for land use, and we've hired another special assistant to handle my calendar and my personal events, and that is Aura Ortiz. You will meet her next month. She's a go-getter. She's coming with a lot of skill set, and we are excited to have her on the team. She's been there about a week, and we are just excited that we are gelling and getting things in line so that we can serve our community to the top of our ability.
Of course you will. All right. Well, looking forward to hearing from her on our next show. Folks, we want to tell you out there, we always want to hear from you. So if there's something you'd like to share with Councilwoman Chandra Summers Armstrong, you can always contact her by picking up the phone, 702-229-5443, or send her an email. The address is ward5@lasvegasnevada.gov. And she's one of her great staff. We'll get right back to you, including none other than Julius Lightfoot. Julius, thank you so much for being with us today.
For having me.
Good stuff as far as the Juneteenth and the Holy Convocation. Appreciate that. And Councilwoman, thank you so much. You're a trooper. I know you're not feeling 100%, so thank you for still joining us and making this happen virtually. Technology is great.
It's important. It's very important, and I appreciate you all making the accommodations for me.
Of course. It's our pleasure. So until the next time, everybody, please don't miss our next show beginning July 17th with Ward 1 Councilman and Mayor Pro Tem Brian Knutson. City of Las Vegas TV is streaming now. You can catch all of our shows on YouTube at City of Las Vegas TV. You can also watch online at lasvegasnevada.gov/connect. Be sure to check out our newsletter that we always mention. You can subscribe by scanning the QR code in the closing credits of this show. And we want to thank you once again for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time around.
A lot of my friends told me that I wasn't going to be able to do it. You don't need to start out with a teenager because they've had all these things that they've gone through.
Could we give him the things he needed to be a successful adult?
What parent isn't worried about, what am I not doing right? What am I not doing enough?
That's my son. My dad showcased a sense of love that I never had before.
I had a rough time, but I saw that even though the way I was acting, they didn't push me away.
She says that we're her heroes, but she's also mine.
I've had 3 other mother figures in my life, but only one of them has taught me how a mother loves.
How you guys raised me is absolutely amazing. And I really appreciate that.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. This cat makes me make art. He's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Keeping you connected for 25 years. You're watching City of Las Vegas TV.
Hi there, everybody. I'm Crystal Allen. Welcome to City Beat Behind the Scenes. We're coming to you from our master control room. I don't think we've ever been inside here before on City Beat.